Hey, what's up? I'm going to show you how I set up the lighting for this cool futuristic vehicle render. What you'll see is me building the lighting from scratch, taking inspiration from John Liberto, a seriously talented concept artist whose lighting style I'm a huge fan of. If you've never seen his work, I'll leave a link to his website in the description down below where you can look at all of his amazing work. First up, I start with a big cube as the backdrop. I delete all the faces that I don't want, just keeping the sides. Then I turn everything pitch black by turning off all the environment lights and removing any default lights in the scene. Starting with darkness is key here. It lets us add each light with purpose and really see what it's doing in the scene. This sci-fi vehicle has some awesome angular shapes that I want to show off. When you start with black, you get to choose exactly what parts you want people to notice. The first light I'm throwing in is just a basic overhead light, like a skylight. I'm keeping it cool, that blue-white tone, to get some basic shape going. Nothing fancy yet, just enough to see what we're working with. I'm playing with the settings a lot here, just trying to get enough light to see what we're working with, but still keep that dark, moody atmosphere. Now I'm adding lights to the sides. This is the fun part. With each light, it's catching specific edges of the vehicle. It's basically like painting with light, picking out the coolest details that I want you to see. I start dropping in some lights near the front and the back where I know the actual vehicle has lights. I'm not really sure what I want to do with it yet, but I do want to emphasize those colors, but I think I changed my mind in the middle of working and use those lights for other things in the meantime, and then know that I'm going to come back to it. On the right side, I'm using a blue light to create some nice contrast and make that 3D form read better. I spent a good bit on this side light on the left side. It's just another fill light, but I really like how it catches the window edge and just how it looks on this whole left side. So I end up tweaking that a good bit, going back and forth between the light being visible in the windows versus not, and I ultimately set on it catching that front edge near the side mirror area, and I really like how that looks because you get to see that edge, but it doesn't fill up that whole area with light too much. As mentioned earlier, I come back to working with the actual vehicle lights themselves, like the back rear lights in this case, and I give it this big red area light. And as I move it around, what I'm looking at is the reflection on the floor, because I'm using that to isolate the silhouette of the bottom part of the car. Since that area is not really getting a lot of light, I'm using the reflections to reveal the shape of the bottom part of the car, if that makes sense. I also think that the left side having this really hard red warm color, and then the right top side having a cooler blue really gives you this saturated cyberpunk contrast. Here I also come back to the front headlight area and add another smaller area light. I don't really put it on the headlights themselves, I just kind of tuck it underneath the front part of the car to give that extra edge, a little rim light. The lights, they seem kind of random, but they do feel like they might be coming from an external environment. Like sometimes I think about the paintings that Sid Mead made for Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner movie. In those concept paintings, you can see that the car is really in detail and it has all of this reflected light on it, but the city itself is added as, for contextual reasons, but what really is the focus is the car. So here I'm kind of doing the same thing, I'm just not showing the whole background environment, I'm just implying it with the type of color and light that's on the car. Throughout all of this, you'll constantly see me fiddling with the settings: brightness, color, angle, shape, size. This process is never really straight ahead. Adding one light usually means going back and tweaking the others. What I'm going for is a setup where each light has a job to do and works with others instead of fighting them. I'm being picky about which edges catch the light because I want every highlight to feel like it's there for a reason. This back and forth is totally normal. Nobody gets perfect lighting the first try. It's all about building it up bit by bit and seeing what works. A quick side note about why studies like this are useful. Whether you're into 3D or 2D, studying artists you dig and figuring out their approach is super valuable. By breaking down how John Liberto lights his scenes and trying to get that same feel, I'm not just getting better technically, I'm learning how to art direct my own stuff. It helps turn those abstract feelings into actual techniques that you can use again and again. And here's how the final turned out. If you want to play with this whole blend scene yourself, I've put this file up on my Discord for free. I can't include the actual vehicle model because I bought it, but I've swapped in something similar, and you can replace that with whatever you want. Thanks for watching. I hope you picked up some ideas for your own projects. If this helped, let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.